We're good? Let's call this the order of transformations. The order of transformations. And let's imagine I have something that looks like this. So imagine we have something that looks like this. This is just a general form. Obviously, these would be filled in with numbers. But imagine we have something like this. Now, in here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 transformations. Okay. Now, looking at this, Daisy, can you tell us one of these transformations? What's happening? Just one.
Right.
Which letter? C. Right. We're absolutely going right by C units. So this would be called a horizontal shift. So we definitely have right by C. Josh Hawthorne, do you have another one of these 3 that are remaining you can talk to us about? Which letter? D? Okay, so what's happening with D? Absolutely. Vertical shift. Yep, so we're going up by D units. Now what about the other 2? Does anybody have any thoughts on the A and the B? Daniel, which one do you want to do?
B is like the stretch or the compression.
Right, is B horizontal or vertical?
Horizontal.
Why?
Because it only affects the y-axis. No, my whole on. Oh, I say horizontal, right?
Right, you did.
It affects the x-axis.
Right, and how do I know that? Lucio, how do I know that?
It's inside the parentheses.
Right, so it's inside the parentheses, right? It's affecting x. So I will call this a horizontal, and either it's a stretch or compression. I have no idea, but it's a horizontal stretch or compression. It's a stretch if absolute value of B is less than 1. Sorry, let me write it cleaner. In other words, if B is between -1 to 1, you don't even need absolute value here. If B is between -1 to 1, we have a stretch. And if it is above 1 or below -1, we have a compression. Now also, what happens to the x-coordinate? Do I multiply by B or divide by B?
Divide.
Divide? Why divide, Lucio?
Because you do the opposite whenever it's in the horizontal.
Yeah. So I want to divide by B. And what about A? Does anybody know what's going on? Daisy?
Isn't it a stretch?
Right, so we don't know whether it's a stretch or compression, but I agree with you, it is something. So stretch / compression. And horizontal or vertical?
Vertical.
Vertical, right? This is outside the argument. This is vertical. And I want to multiply. By A on the y coordinate. on the y-coordinate. So now, I hope we are noticing here that there are two horizontal effects and two vertical effects. So I need to know which order to do these in. So, what's your question?
What do you divide by b?
Why do I divide by b? Can somebody explain why I divide? So what do you think we should do? Multiply?
I don't know. Yeah.
Javier, why do we do a divide?
Oh, why do we divide? Because it's inside the argument.
So therefore,
We
Ha-
do the opposite.
we do the opposite of what it says for horizontal transformation.
Oh, as long as it's within the, if it's affecting the x.
Exactly. Exactly. So the order, now this is the key point. The order, how do you do these? Like which one comes first? So for horizontal and for vertical. So for vertical, we go the stretch first. So stretch / compression / the reflection. Remember, reflection is if we have the negative sign. That's the first one. And the second one is we do the shift. This is the pattern for vertical. And just like everything for horizontal is backwards, for horizontal we do the exact opposite. So the first thing we do for horizontal is the shift, and then the stretch, compression, / reflection. So this is, yeah.
So what comes in priority first, the horizontal or the vernacular? If it's like all of those combined?
Give me 3 more minutes. If it's all of them combined, okay. So the so you kind of do them separately, right? So the vertical only affects the y's. So on the y coordinates, you first do this, then you shift. For the x coordinates, you first shift and then stretch, compress, etc. So we kind of have two things going on here. Now, this formula that I'm about to give you is like the greatest tool you'll ever receive for this unit, ever.
The Holy Grail. The Holy Grail.
If you imagine that I have the point x comma y on the original function, like in this case y equals x, right? That's the original y equals x. All this other stuff is added on. If x comma y is on the original, then the point will be changed to this. The point is changed to x plus c divided by b, comma, a times y plus d. Actually, let me change this slightly. Let me put the minus sign here. Let me put the minus sign here. It kind of matters how you define it, but let's just keep it as minus. So here's what we're saying. If I have a shift on x, it comes here, and I'll do an example of this in a second. If I have so first I do x minus c, then I divide it by b. For y, I do the stretch first, so that's a times y, and then the shift plus d. So if I give you any point, just use this formula to get what the new point will be. That's it. So questions? All right. So let us look at some examples now. We'll probably need about 15 minutes for this. And I think once these examples happen, this will become a lot clearer. So let me model. Don't worry about this. Let me model a couple of things. So now you're going to want to. So let's stop, restart, and you're going to want to copy.